Imagine a room filled with the weight of history, the tension almost tangible. A stage in London, the Co-operative Party conference buzzing with anticipation. And then, a statement cuts through the chatter, a sharp, almost shocking claim that shakes the political landscape. Nigel Farage is today's incarnation of the politics of Enoch Powell. A name that evokes decades of controversy, a legacy of division, suddenly resurrected in the rhetoric of 2025. But what does it mean? Why now? And who is really at the center of this storm? Before we dive deeper into this explosive revelation, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. The most compelling insights will be featured in our next video, so make your voice heard. This is a debate that affects us all. Peter Kyle, the business secretary and senior cabinet minister, took the stage with a presence that demanded attention. His opening words were measured but urgent. The government's mission to boost economic growth wasn't just about numbers, it was about restoring trust, about reconnecting people with politics, about giving democracy a pulse once again. The truth is, he said, voice steady but laden with concern, without higher, sustained economic growth, rebuilding trust in democracy and the promise of good governance becomes almost impossible. And then, the words that made the room pause: the far right, with its dogma of disruption, division, and despair, thrives when growth stalls, when hope falters. And in the contemporary British political landscape, this threat had a name: Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage. Kyle did not mince words. He drew a line directly from the historical echoes of Enoch Powell, the Conservative shadow minister infamous for his rivers of blood speech in 1968, to the present-day actions of Farage. Powell's rhetoric had ignited racial tensions decades ago. Today, Kyle argued, the allure of division still lingered, embodied in the Reform UK leader. The lack of economic growth is the cause. Nigel Farage, today's incarnation of the politics of Enoch Powell, is the effect, Kyle declared, his words hanging heavy in the air. This was not the first time Kyle had publicly attacked Farage. Earlier in the year, as Technology Secretary, he had criticized Farage for opposing the government's Online Safety Act. He had argued passionately that figures like Jimmy Savile would exploit the internet to harm children if they were still alive, insisting that anyone opposing the act, Farage included, was aligning with dangerous interests. The Co-operative Party audience also heard from Community Secretary Steve Reed, who spoke with equal intensity about politicians who feed off the decline and division. Reed emphasized unity over fracture, regardless of background. Everyone shared a stake in their communities, and it was there that bridges had to be built, not walls. Yet, beneath the call for unity, a tension lingered. The specter of history, the shadow of far-right ideology, and the present-day political turbulence all collided in that London hall. The narrative Kyle and Reed painted was clear: economic stagnation and political alienation create fertile ground for division, and leaders like Farage exploit that vulnerability with the same divisive tactics that had scarred the nation decades ago. So, the question remains, are these warnings merely political theatre, or a mirror reflecting a deeper threat to the social fabric? The echoes of Powell resonate once again, but will history repeat itself, or can democracy reclaim its promise before the divisions widen further? Tell us in the comments, do you see Farage as a modern echo of Enoch Powell, or is this an overstatement? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because understanding the forces shaping our future starts with staying informed.